Hi, this is Eli Krantzberg, and welcome to this series on songwriting with Band-in-a-Box. If you want to brush up on your Band-in-a-Box basics first, make sure to check out the various Band-in-a-Box Explained series that we have here at Groove 3. Now, you're probably wondering, if this is a series on Band-in-a-Box, why am I looking at Logic Pro in this first video? Well, the answer is this is a series on using Band-in-a-Box as a tool to help you with songwriting, which you often may be using a DAW for. But Band-in-a-Box can be an invaluable tool both on its own or as a plugin, and we're going to explore several uses for Band-in-a-Box as an aid to production and songwriting. Now, in this first video, I have an idea for a nice little chord progression. I got a drum part and a bass part, and it's sounding nice, but I don't have an idea for a melody, and I want Band-in-a-Box to help me with that. So I'm going to start by playing you my little 16-bar chord progression that I have here. At 92 beats per minute, it's A minor to D minor, and E7, back to A minor, and that 4 bars is going to repeat again. D minor, E7, A minor, and now a second half. F and then to G, to F, then to C. Now F. And then I have a little 2-bar tag here. So I need a melody. I'm going to start by launching Band-in-a-Box. And I have the standalone version here, although it could be using any version. And I'm going to start by just typing in the chords real quick. I just typed chorus and there we have it. And I'm just going to set the tempo to the same thing. And it's just got some default style, last thing I was working with, but I don't have to use that, of course. So let's call up the style picker over here. And of course, the main thing I'm concerned about is this melody track. I don't really care about the accompaniment. And with this, I can sort and choose whatever I want. I'm going to go to genres and I'm going to choose Latin. And let's just sort by date and get the most modern ones at the top. There we go. So I can choose something. Maybe I'll try acid jazz with loops, something like that. And let's just click OK to generate an arrangement and play it just to hear where we're at. All right, so I'm going to go under tracks here. And because I have the screen reduced, we have the items that aren't visible here in this double arrow drop-down menu. So let's call up the melodist. And we may need to go into the melodist maker to customize things, but let's start with where we're at. Now I'm going to go generate melody. And some of these settings are where I want them because I've been experimenting with this before this video, but I don't want it to generate chords, generate an intro, anything like that. I just want generate melody. And let's turn off style changes. And part of the song, I only want to use the first chords, the first 16 bars. That's all I'm really concerned about, and have the tempo chosen here. And this style is what I had chosen before, but I don't necessarily want to use that. So we can search, we can use the memo if we want to look or type in the number that we want. Let's go with George Benson's 16th jazz guitar. So let's just go with that and see what happens. I'm going to write it to the melody track. So it's going to take over this track over here. Let's go OK. And there was no patch change. So we use that trumpet. Let me mute this. So it's using that square wave from the Berlin style that I had before. All right, that's interesting, but I want to try some different things. Let's go back here, and I'm going to go kill melody so that we can generate another one. Yes, it's okay to erase the MIDI data. And let's go with the jazz guitar just so we can hear it on a sound that's a little more interesting than a square wave. And with that chosen, let's generate a melody again and see what we come up with this time. And here's our guitar sound. That's interesting. All right, I'm liking that. Let's see what that sounds like in my arrangement. I'm going to drag this to my wave file area over here, and it's calculating the file, and then I can just drag and drop it into my DAW. And we know that it's starting right at this bar. There's probably going to be a 2-bar lead in because I didn't customize the song settings here. But let's drag it in and we'll just line it up as we need to. There we go. Just drag it to an audio track over here. Again, just calculating the waveform. And good, there's no lead in, so we can start right there. So let's hear this. All right, it's nice, it's phrased very loosely, but it's one idea that works nicely. The rest of the form is blank because I only had it generate for the first chorus. All right, that's one possibility, and it kind of sort of works. Let's say I like that, but I maybe want to change a couple of the notes. Well, what I can do is take that and drag and drop it in as MIDI. So here I'm dragging it to the MIDI zone in the drag and drop area. And I can bring that in and, of course, play it back on any sound, but also, more importantly, change any notes I don't like. So here I've dragged it in, and here we get a couple of bars lead in. But let's listen to this now. I have some synth sound, and that should be fine just to play it back. We can even double it with the guitar. The guitar with the synth sound. And of course I can do this in notation. And let me just fix the display up a little bit. So we can see it's phrased very loosely. That's easy enough to fix up in a DAW. So that's one possibility. I'm going to end off here, and we'll continue exploring this with some other possibilities in the next video.